Electrical SB number 4 and Kingaroy equipment sales of Darren Baldwin. On his outside, the car for sale in the Victoria 81 of Rodney Burr. Behind him from Mackay in North Queensland with a lovely touch for Anzac weekend. This weekend is Kent Menzies, and is outside the youngster from Rockhampton, the Q22 of Jack Cameron. Well, this is heat race number 1, Jason, of plenty for Ian Botcher Race Parts, Adam Holt Industries, and Speedway Sedans Australia. The National Championship is go!
It certainly is, Rhino. We're underway. Heat number 1, 12 laps. They cross the start line and into turn number 1, safely through at the moment and into the back straight and into this blazing sun. Out in front at the moment is Jason Schloss. On the inside is Scott McDermott as they come out of the western corner. The first time back, then in third place. It looks as though it could be Barron has moved up to third. Then we've got Cam Waters. Well, the Waters are parted for Cam. He's gone through 3 cars in no time at all as they head up into the back straight. Back then in fourth place and coming through nicely is Matt Langton as they come out at turn 4. Waters now moves into second place, comes underneath the Schloss and is out after our race leader at the moment, which is car number 11 of Chris Hams. So move down the back straight. It's Hams, Waters and then Schloss. Back then to Matt Langton. Ken Shelford is next. Then Scott McDermott as they move down the main straight. Under the ultimate screen, our race leader is Chris Hams. Back then to Cam Waters in second place. Then a traffic jam. Third place is that of Matt Langton. Then Jason Schloss, Kent Menzies, Kent Shelford. Back then to Scotty McDermott. And right round the outside now starting to make a move is Kent Menzies. There's a traffic jam up there in turn number 3 and 4. Cam Waters starting to close the gap on Chris Hams. They come out at turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straight. There's 2 car lengths in it with Cam Waters doing the quick lap of the race. Down the back straight they run. It's Chris Hams from Cam Waters. 1 car's gone up in smoke and's gone to the infield. They come underneath the ultimate screen once again. Hams out in front. He leads by not very much, 0.5 of a second. Back then to Cam Waters in second. Back in third place, Matt Langton. Menzies, Shelford, then McDermott. Jack Cameron's moved up to 7th place, then to Darren Baldwin. Rodney Burr and Jason Schloss. Down the main straight they come once again. The status quo. Hams just in front. Cam Waters has a look on the inside. They make the way to the back straight. Can't quite get it done. Hams just in front. They move out of turn 3 and 4 into the main straight. Hams and Waters, a great opening. Waters hits the front down in front of us and has driven away by a couple of car lengths. Back in third place now, it's the 21 of Shelford. Then Menzies, Langton and McDermott. Up into the western corner, our race leader leads by a couple of car lengths. They move into the main straight, down into turn number 1. It is Cam Waters, the national champion, out in front. Second place is Chris Hams and Ken Shelford.
Oh no! Darren Baldwin's gone in a big way. On the back straight, brand new car for Darren Baldwin. Second meeting out, and it is stoved in hard in the Baldwin Electrical Kingaroy Equipment Sales SB number 4. And have a look at the front end damage for Darren Baldwin in front of the bar. And I reckon that's where he'll feel like going right now. Wow, how about the speed of the defending national champion? How cool is that hot rod as it gets right over on the right rear and hikes the front wheel in the air? It was terrific. Bottom arm is snapped there. And there's a lot of damage for Darren Baldwin there. When the tractor pulls up, we'll might get a chance to have a little sneaky look. However, the officials are pretty handy at the moment. Jason, we're not going to have a chance. We're going to go green.
We're back underway with 5 laps to go. Cam Waters is the leader. 148 Scott McDermott sent to the rear of the field as they head down the back straight this first time on the restart. Cam Waters opens up a very big lead as they head up into the western corner and straight into the sun. Our race leader is Cam Waters. He moves out of 3 and 4 and down the main straight. Moving into second place now is the 21 of Kent Shelford, then Chris Hams. Menzies is fourth, then back to Rodney Burr and Matt Langton. That's the first half dozen, but our race leader, the national champion, has absolutely split the scene. Moves under the ultimate screen in the main straight and down into turn number one. It is Cam Waters setting the track on fire. A 16.999 the last time around. He's driven right away from them, and we've got 1.5 laps left to go. Kent Shelford in second place, only just, as he's right there with Kent Menzies and Chris Hams and Rodney Burr. White flag is on display, 1 lap to go. Back in second is Shelford, then Menzies, Hams, Burr, and Matt Langton's moved to fifth, and then back to Burr. Then we've got Jack Cameron, Scotty McDermott, and that's the way they're going to finish. Here comes the winner. Put your hands together, the national champion. First across the line, it's Cam Waters first. Second place is going to go the way of Kent Menzies. Menzies got up over Shelford. Back then to Chris Hams, Matt Langton, and back then to Rodney Burr, Scotty McDermott, and Jack Cameron. No time for the race due to the stoppage. 3.036 is the winning margin. The quick lap was by Cam Waters, a 16.847. He defeats Kent Menzies and Kent Shelford in the opening heat.
Back here with the defending national champion, gets a very cool Little Butcher heat race winner voucher. Very cool. Hey Cam, nice start, mate. Car was dynamite.
Yeah, I was really happy. So we weren't really that happy after practice yesterday. We did a few changes, and the car was definitely better then, but still not perfect. So a lot better, a lot closer. Car was pretty good, but yeah, we'll just keep tickling it.
Was just really laying over on the right rear and hiking the front wheel. It's a pretty cool joint. It's literally a circle, isn't it?
Yeah, I just held it flat pretty much the whole time, which is probably the first time in a Speedway car I've done that. But just felt sorry for the engine labouring away, but yeah, got the win, and yeah, car's pretty good.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Congratulations to Cam Waters. How about it for the Aussie champion, Kingaroy? Race number 2 is looking handy.
Certainly is, Rhino. We'll go the lap after this. Great viewing audience right around Australia. Got them watching everywhere at the moment. Got them watching in a hotel room. Peter, Clinton, Cody having a Bo Peep. Got them watching in Singapore, United States, New Zealand, as we move to heat race number 2. Hopefully by heat race number 3, the thing that keeps us alive, that sun, will disappear. Here we go, heat race number 2. Pimenta and Jerry Flood on row number 1. Sean Black on row 2 with Brad Warren. They come to the start zone underneath the ultimate screen to the white line. We're away and racing. And Rodney Pimenta got the best of the start. Sean Black certainly did not. He's gone backwards. He's gone back to second last as they head down the back straight the first time. Brad Warren has moved into second place and Brett Barron into third as they come down the main straight the first time underneath the ultimate screen. Back then to Jason Beer in fourth place. It's Rocket Rod Pimenta out in front. Back to Brad Warren in second, doing 16.9 second laps. Going beautifully down the back straight. Back then to Barron in third. Beer in fourth place, very close there between Shannon Blackburn and Max Clark for fifth and sixth. Blackburn on the outside, Clark on the inside as they move down the main straight. Back then to David Jacoby in seventh place. A great four-way battle for fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh place. But it's Rodney Pimenta just out in front. Second place, Brad Warren. Back then to Brett Barron. Then Jason Beer is the next car through. Beer's under pressure now. 115 goes underneath, that's Max Clark, then back to Shannon Blackburn, David Jacoby, Greg Stevenson, Sean Black, Jake Hawkins and Jerry Flood. But our race leader is Rod Pimenta. Comes up now with 4 down and 8 to go, and he's got to go quickly because he's only just in front. Brad Warren from Queensland in second place. In fact, he's from Victoria, Brad Warren. Back in third place is Brett Barron, then Max Clark. Back then to Jason Beer in fifth, and then David Jacoby. So Brad Warren from Victoria up behind Rodney Pimenta. Down into turn 1 and 2 they go. Out of turn 2 and down the back straight. Brad Warren is really hounding the race leader. Brad Warren has the quick lap of the race at 16.685. Out of the western corner and down the main straight. It is Rodney Pimenta by a car length. Into turn number 1 they come. Warren has washed out. In fact, Warren might be out of noise. He is.
Yeah.
Well, it went quick before it went bang, Rhino. And he's gone right back through the field. So it's Pimenta. Then back to Brett Barron, and the yellow lights are coming on.
Wow. Well, that thing was fast. It was a rocket ship as it closed in on Rodney Pimenta. And then all of a sudden, the fire has gone out of the Victoria 41 or 21 on the side. We're going to confuse us all weekend with rooftop numbers. The Ramsdale Wreckers entry comes to a stop in front of a healthy early crowd here on a Friday night in 2019 on Kingaroy. Wow. And we'll find out what the problem is. We're going green straight away, Jason.
Yeah, we're back underway with heat race number 2. Out of turn number 1 and 2, it's Pimenta out in front. He's being hounded by Brett Barron now. Got rid of Warren as they move into turn number 3 and 4. Rodney Pimenta out in front. Back then to Brett Barron in second place. Up behind him is the 115 of Max Clark. Max Clark's doing a good job. Started out of position number 7. Ahead down the back straight behind them is Jason Beer. 5th place is David Jacoby and then Shannon Blackburn. Then further back is Sean Black and Greg Stevenson. Down the main drag into turn number 1 and 2. 4 laps to go for Rodney Pimenta, who's only just in front of Max Clark. The same margin back then to Brett Barron in 3rd. A gap to Jason Beer in 4th place. They move into the main straight once again underneath the ultimate screen. And it's Rodney Pimenta in car number 9. Another car in trouble, 115 Max Clark.
He's
They're
hot.
starting to go on the boil. It's on the boil big time. The kettle's gone. And it is on the infield. Rodney Pimenta has a handy lead into the main straight. 2 laps to go this time around. Pimenta out in front. Brett Barron back to 2nd. Jason Beer is 3rd. Then David Jacoby. Then Shannon Blackburn. And in 6th place now is Sean Black. Further back then to Greg Stevenson. Then back to Jay Hawkins, and that's all that's left with Jerry Flood. White flag is out there, homeward bound. 1 to go for Rod Pimenta. 2nd place is Brett Barron, then Jason Beer. He's under pressure now from David Jacoby. Back then to Shannon Blackburn, and in 6th place is Sean Black. We're bringing home race fans first across the line as they come down to us. Will be car number 9, Rodney Pimenta first home. 2nd will be Brett Barron in car number 48. Jason Beer 3rd. Back then to David Jacoby in 4th place. Shannon Blackburn and Sean Black. Back then to Stevenson in 3. Jake Hawkins and Jerry Flood. No time due to the stoppage. 1.996 the winning margin. Quick lap of 16.411 by Max Clark. But our winner is Rodney Pimenta. 2nd is Brett Barron and 3rd is Jason Beer.
The Superior Pony former national champion is Rodney Pimenta. Rolls into victory lane. I can tell you, folks, thank you to everyone that's already bought a ticket in the 50-50. How good is it? The Toowoomba Club members, Alan and Vicky Wilson, have come over to help Kingaroy here. It's over $700 to win already, the 50-50. $2, get you a ticket. Here's our next heat race winner. Hey, Rocket. Nice start, mate. Well done.
No, thank you very much. And it's hard going out there. It's got some tricky spots. The sun was a bit blinding there for a few laps, but I'm glad to get this one done. And I'd like to thank everyone behind the scenes, Duck Boy for giving us a hand. We've got quite a few people down there. My son Mason tonight, Mitchell and Kathy aren't here tonight because it's Mitchell's formal. Thank my sponsors, Down Tinning and Signs, Hot Water World, RCP Machining and Toowoomba Steering Service.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Rodney Pimenta.
Barbara is about 5 car lengths behind, and the car has practically stopped. Yellow lights come back on.
Yeah, some problems for David Barbler there. I said as we ran through the heat races, they went home last night after hurting the modified engine. They've actually chucked in one of their street stock engines, believe it or not, into the 88, and something amiss there. So we're about to go green chase in heat race number 3. David Head and Jacob Druitt to lead us away.
Away we go with heat race number 3. Druitt on the outside takes the lead. Oh, here's our first crash. Parkinson into the fence, bounces off after contact, and he continues on. I thought he was up and over there for a moment, but the greens remain on. Barbler, meanwhile, is just crawling here in the main straight. Our race leader is Jake Druitt. Back then to Brian Galley, David Head, Shane McDonald. It's a traffic jam getting out of 2. The traffic jam has ended up in trouble at the back, and we have ourselves a yellow light.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How about the start there? Corey Stein, brand new Falcon on screen, hooked up with the yellow Hornet out of Mackay. of Wayne Gilroy. You can see the two cars tangled together here. How about the start? And Ash Parkinson, buy yourself a lotto ticket, my friend, for Victory Lane Race Gear. He won the national title in Albany in WA, and the guy is fast. He qualified at Kings Royal in pole position.
This one has been going a tad over 5 minutes. We've only done the one lap. Back underway. Down into turn number 1. Jake Druitt, your race leader, back in second place. Brian Galley as they charge down the back straight. Then David Head in third. Shane McDonald fourth as they go into turn number 3. Luke Hollyman is next as they move down the main straight underneath the ultimate screen. And Jake Druitt from Victoria has got his hands full with the veteran from Victoria in Brian Galley. Galley in his last ever national title has got desires on the race lead as they come out at 3 and 4. Back in third place, David Hedden. On the outside of him is Shane McDonald, and McDonald drives right round the outside into third place. Back then to Ash Parkinson. Luke Hollyman is in sixth place. Gilroy is there along with the 5 of Corey Stein. They move down the back straight, 2 and 3 wide. Our race leader out in front though has the front left-hand wheel off the ground as he moved into the main straight. That's Jake Druitt. Back in second place, Brian Galley, the quickest car on track. Now it's Ash Parkinson. Parkinson goes underneath of David Head, moves into fourth place now. So they come out of the western corner and into the main straight. Look at the front left-hand wheels off the ground. Out in front is just Jake Druitt. Right behind him, the veteran driver in Brian Galley. Back in third place is Shane McDonald. Parkinson, Head, and then Hollyman. Corey Stein, the next car through. He goes now underneath the Pacey Clegg. So they move down the main straight once again. Another lap put together at the halfway mark. And Brian Galley is hounding the absolute death out of Jake Druitt. Into the back straight they go. Back in third place, Shane McDonald, then Ash Parkinson. Parkinson now moves underneath the McDonald. Moves into third place. McDonald tries to fight back on the outside, but it's too late, and Parkinson moves to third. The margin across the line is 0.1. Yet again, as it has been lap after lap. Parkinson there in third place as they head down the back straight into turn 3. The front left-hand wheels well and truly off the ground. Into the main straight once again. It is just Jake Druitt in front. Hounding the absolute hell out of him is Brian Galley. The two Victorians. In fact, it's a Victorian Quinella at the trifecta at the moment because third place is Ash Parkinson.
Wow.
Another lap down. 3 laps to go, and this one's going to go right to the wire. One mistake only from Jake Druitt, and it will be curtains because Brian Galley is wringing the neck out of the 83 car. Parkinson's car has the boot coming off. He's going that quick in pursuit of the leaders. Back then in fourth place is McDonald. Head is next, and then in sixth place it is Corey Stein, then Luke Hollyman. They've got 1.5 to go. Down the back straight once again. He is still trying to get past. It's Jake Druitt just in front. Brian Galley driving a great race in second. Third place is Ash Parkinson, who's mowing them both down. White flag is out. Homeward bound in heat number 3. And Brian Galley is right behind our race leader. Parkinson in third place sets the quick lap of the race. They'll come up on a lap car right at the end. David Barbler. Will this play any part whatsoever? Up to the checkered flag they come. And Jake Druitt just hangs on. He wins by 0.2 of a second. Parkinson is third. Back then to Shane McDonald in fourth. David Head is next. Back then to Corey Stein. Luke Hollyman is next. Back then to 194 of Rachel Pratt. Then Pacey Clegg and David Barbler.
Wow.
No time for the race due to the stoppage. 0.260 is the winning margin. The quick lap is 16.410. Druitt, Galley and Parkinson, your top 3.
Wow, what an impressive heat race. That was cool, wasn't it? And Gilroy got there because the place is hooked up and they're laying over on their right rear. Good job, a quick commercial. We'll talk with Jake Druitt right after this. Well, we're back here with Jake Druitt. He's a little butcher heat race winner. You get to keep that, something else. Hey, Snake, ripper job, mate. That was cool.
We're struggling with the engine in this thing. It's got, it hasn't got much power, but I pretty much just did 12 laps then, flat to the boards. It didn't lift, only when I sort of made a little mistake. But yeah, that was pretty wild. Track's pretty hooked up right now.
It certainly is totally different from yesterday, isn't it?
I knew it would be different. Obviously, yesterday they didn't put much prep into the track, but today the boys on the track have been working pretty hard. So good job to them. Hopefully it comes in pretty well for the rest of the night and the weekend.
Well done, Jake. Good job. There's a first win for the Crabs, Jason. Martin Horson in the Victoria 72 will start from 9. The Q95 of Richard Cook, and Peter White rounds out your starters here. Heat race number 4, another crackerjack one coming your way, folks, for Ian Botcher Race Parts and Adam Holt Industries. Heat race number 4 is hammered down.
Away in racing they go, down into turn number 1. And they are 3 wide out of turn number 2. Brenton Scott is your race leader, but the charges are coming from everywhere. Gary Pagel is the first of those, and he's going to drive right round the outside of Scott and take the lead to head down into turn number 1 once again. Coming through on the inside is Evans. Also there is Brodie Christie and Nathan Lowe. Stephen Garrison, Jim Cowley, but is pretty close up front. Our race leader, Gary Pagel, Brendan Scott, then Rory Evans. Behind him is Brodie Christie. Lowe is next in 5th place, and following them through will be Stephen Garrett. Back then to Jim Cowley.
Oh, Pagel's got problems.
Peter White trouble.
Oh, the race leader's gone. I'm not sure the problem, but Pagel is out, and have a look at this battle for the lead now, Jason. Oh, we're going yellow. Wow, what is going on? You just don't know in this sport. That's what we love about it. But it is absolutely heartbreaking, isn't it? Gary Pagel drove around the outside to the lead, and he is stationary in the middle of the back straight. In the Mackay number 68, the Welby's Race Engines Commodore. Oh my goodness. Been doing this for a long time, but he's not going any further here, Jason, as Brenton Scott gets us after it with 10 to go.
Yeah, Brendan Scott back in front as they cross the line. Rory Evans and then Brodie Christie. Back then to Nathan Lowe, Stephen Garrett and Jim Cowley. Back then to Peter White, Martin Horson, Graham West and Richard Cook. And we've got more drama over on the back straight. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars not going anywhere in a hurry.
Nah.
And the yellows are on again.
Rory Evans just didn't go. Like it's gone. He's lost power or something there for Rory Evans, as he will need a push because he's not going to go any further.
9 minutes gone and we've still done 2 laps, and it's Brendan Scott who leads us across the line. Back then to Brodie Christie in 2nd place as they move down the back straight, and immediately is trying to move Scott out of the lead. He may have done so, he has. Scott fights back on the outside. It's hip and shoulder stuff down the main straight. Brodie Christie the inside takes the lead. Scott back in 2nd place. Garrett's on the outside now, the 47 of Nathan Lowe. They head down the back straight. Garrett's moves into 3rd as another car charging around the outside is Marty Horson. Into the main straight, our race leader though has now got a handy lead. It's Brodie Christie. Back in 2nd place, it's Brendan Scott. Back then to Stephen Garrett's Marty Horson. Peter White, Graham West has made his way up into 6th place after starting towards the back of the field as our race leader comes down the main straight underneath the ultimate screen. Our race leader is car number 92, Brodie Christie. Last time it was a 16.643. Scott 2nd, he's under pressure. On the outside is Stephen Garrett. On the inside is Marty Horson from Victoria. He started out of position number 9, he's up to 4th place now. Down the main straight they come. Our race leader is Brodie Christie at the halfway mark. Scott Garrett and back then to Marty Horson. 1-1-1 Peter White. Graham West is next as they head down into turn number 3 and 4.
Oh, look at Chook on the outside, Jason. Impressive move for Chook. Garrett's on the outside of Brenton Scott. This is a ding-dong battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Chook on the top, Brenton Scott down to the bottom. Martin Horson's far from gone here. And Chook drives right around the outside into position 2. Wow, that's a good drive by the Southburn at number 10.
So Garrett's moves into 2nd place, Horson back to 3rd, Scott back into 4th place, then back to White in 5th, and Graham West in 6th place, but our race leader has split the scene with 3.5 laps to go. He's out over 5 seconds in front. Garrett's in 2nd place. On the inside of him now comes Marty Horson. Horson moves to 2nd. Back then to the 42 car next, which is Brendan Scott. Peter White is there as well as they come out of the top turn and into the main straight. Our leader has a handy lead. Brodie Christie this time around has 2 laps remaining. 2nd place, it's car 172 of Marty Horson. Back then to Stephen Garrett's in 3rd place. Back in 4th place, it's Scott, then West. as they move down the back straight once again. Our race leader will come up to get the white flag this time around. 1 lap to go. Is he slowing? I think he is. Hawson is closing. Back then in third place is car number 10 of Stephen Gerrits. Big finish coming up. So head down the back straight. Here it comes. Out of turn 3 and 4. Can Brody Christie hang on? Christie is just in front and is just going to hang on. Back to Marty Hawson in second. Stephen Gerrits is third. Back then to White in fourth and Scott fifth. Back then to the 47 of Nathan Lowe. Then Richard Cook, Graham West. And at the tail after that, I think it was, in fact, that might be it. 16.643 was the quick time. 0.228 was the winning margin. And it is Brody Christie, Martin Hawson, and Peter White. Sorry, it'll be Stephen Gerrits in third place.
Here, well, sort of. We're going to leave the car running. Hey, Brody, fuel pressure issues.
Yeah, halfway through that race, I just lost fuel pressure, so I backed off to sort of let it recoup. I'm not sure if it's not keeping up, but I can't believe we actually won that. Car was awesome at the start, but yeah, I got some big issues here, so I have to go back to the pits and see what we can do with this and hopefully get this thing sorted. But other than that, the track's great. Car's awesome. We knew the car would be good, but yeah, we weren't expecting these sorts of issues. So let's hope we can fix it and be back out.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Good luck to get that sorted for Perry Family Farms. Brody Christie, another one of the Victorians. And Kingaroy's Josh Harm, Lee Stephens from Gympie, and Miles Gilroy, your 10 starters here. Yellow lights are out. A start is coming. Racetrack is locked down on the bottom, but as you can see, we keep rolling the top and it's gonna come in. Let's see what happens here. Smith and Raymond to get up on the wheel here for heat race number 5.
Away we go with heat race number 5. And we've got Mark Raymond and David Smith leading them down the back straight. Back in third place, Nathan McDonald, as there's a charge of the Light Brigade behind them. But it's Smith out in front as they move out of turn number 4 and down the main straight. Mark Raymond is second. Back in third place, the 32 of Nathan McDonald. Then we have Hawkins, Gilroy, they're 3 wide out of turn number 2. Another one making a big charge is Brett Watson down the inside. And one car has spun and the yellow lights will come on. That's up in turn number 3.
Yeah, Matt Hawkins gone around. Wow. Yeah, this is interesting. I think I just heard that. Did I just hear that right? The steering wheel come off? Wow. Now, infield officials, I think the steering wheel has come off from the 17 and it has thrown the car sideways. Well, that's quite interesting. I'll show you when we interview our next heat race winner how the steering wheels are attached. They're a quick attachment onto the steering spline. So if they're not locked in, it's quite easy to do. That is a big escape. Wow. How about the progress of the Red Rocket? Miles Gilroy started off the back row. He's just ripping the concrete. It's impressive out in front, the Victorian, with 11 laps still to go. It's going to be a long night, Jace.
Away we go with the restart as they head down into turn number 1. Out of turn number 2 and down the back straight they go. And our race leader is Smith, only just though as they move into the main straight from Raymond in second place. Nathan McDonald in third. Fourth place, the 55 car of Josh Harm. Back then in fifth is 75 of Miles Gilroy. He got a push out at turn number 2 and sneaking down on the inside. Looks as though it could be Brett Watson as they move out of 3 and 4 and into the main straight. Our race leader is the 29 of David Smith. Back in second is Raymond. Josh Harm's got trouble here in the main straight in the 55 car, sneaking right back down and he's cooking. He's got a few issues. He goes infield. Our race leader is 29 David Smith. Second place at 27 on Mark Raymond, then Nathan McDonald. Fourth place is the 98 car 98 of Brett Watson. Brett Watson's up there in 4th place as they move down into turn number 3 and 4. So Watson goes back to 5th as they move down into the main straight. So there's the first 3 through. Here's the traffic jam. The 75 of Miles Gilroy. Next car is car 33, Glen Pagel. Then after that it would be Brett Watson in 6th place as they head down into 3 and 4. Here's our race leader, David Smith, well clear. 2nd place at 27 of Mark Raymond. Nathan McDonald in 3rd. 4th place is Miles Gilroy, then Glen Pagel. Back then to the 98 car of Brett Watson in 6th place. Then behind them it is car number 77, Mick Langton, Lee Steffens. And at the tail it is in fact that's the order of the field. In fact Steffens is at the back. The further this one goes though, the further David Smith gets in front. He's out by 4 seconds. Mark Raymond is 2nd and Nathan McDonald has gone up in smoke. McDonald goes up in smoke in turn 3. He's gone. Well, they're falling like flies. Back then of Gilroy, Pagel, and then the next car through is the 98 car of Brett Watson. Another lap put down, 3 to go. There's plenty of drama out of this one. Pagel gets under the 75 as they move down the back straight. The 75 car of Miles Gilroy tries to fight back. Here's our leader through though with 2 to run. 2nd place is Mark Raymond, who has a handy margin over them as well. 3rd place is Pagel on the 75 of Gilroy. A long way back then to Watson in 5th. 6th place is Mick Langton and Lee Steffens. Only 7 left, and David Smith can see 5th, 6th and 7th place. White flag has been and gone for our race leader. Out of the western corner he'll come, down the main straight underneath the ultimate screen, and it's David Smith first across the line in car number 29 from Victoria. He wins by a long way. Mark Raymond is 2nd, it's 5.099, that's how far a long way is. Pagel is 3rd, Miles Gilroy is 4th, Watson 5th, Steffens 6th, and 7th place is the 77 of Mick Langton. No time for the race due to the stoppage. 5.099 the winning margin. The quick lap is a 16.296 by David Smith, who defeats Mark Raymond and Glen Pagel.
Well, Smithy here. Now, Smithy, behind you, there was some chaos going off. Matt Hawkins' steering wheel actually come off. So just show everyone how you take a steering wheel off here. So it's got a little, see this, hexagon piece in there with these two little grooves here. They hit this little thing here, there, and that locks in behind the steering wheel. And for Matt Hawkins, that would have been pretty scary for that to come off out there in a moment.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been ideal. Like, that was just wide open the whole way around. It's probably the fastest track I've been on, I reckon.
A 6-second lead over Mark Raymond. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, I thought Mark would be pretty quick, so I was just head down, bum up, just on it.
Good to see, mate. Well done. Nice to have Smithy in the house. He won the last round of the BMPA Series at Warrnambool in Victoria last month. And isn't that a cool? Had a good run at the Easter Trail, actually qualified on the 3rd row in good company at Avalon on night 1 on Good Friday. And he jumps back in. He's a former 3-time national champion. If he can win this weekend, he will equal history and join the great Arthur Whedon as a 4-time national champion. He's got a big task. Wow, this is a stacked heat race. There is some quality in this one, Jace.
Certainly is, as we get ourselves ready for heat number 6. 11 cars to run. Richardson, Gaunt, O'Mara, Stevenson, Barron, Collins, Kleinens, Drew, Jorgensen, Carlin and Walters. Nearly 1,000 devices watching at home. Big crowd here. It all goes well for a really big race meeting, which is already well and truly underway. And they are 3 wide out of turn number 2. So head down the back straight the first time. And it is on for young and old with Anthony Gaunt just in front as they make their way into the main straight full lap number 1. He's under pressure though, and Stevenson takes the lead. Back in 3rd place is 121 John O'Collins, and they are low flying in the modified sedans, and there's a hip and shoulder at the end of the back straight, and Stevenson's lost the lead, and he comes straight back again. Stevenson back in front, back in 2nd place it is Gaunt, back in 3rd is 121 Collins. Justin Drew. Mark Carlin's up to 5th place. They are absolutely flying here. Collins now starting to make a move. He comes underneath as they move into the main straight. As they come down into turn number 1, that is the 28 of Stevenson. Drew comes under Collins. Gaunt back in 4th. Carlin comes underneath of Gaunt. Back in 6th place, it is Jamie O'Mara. Richardson. Barron is the next car after that. Here's our race leader. They're doing 16.5 second laps here at the showgrounds. And going quickest of all at the moment would be Mark Carlin, though the timing at the moment shows a quick lap was with Stevenson, but Mark Carlin has really charged through the field from position 10 up into 4th place, but they've got to catch Hayden Stevenson. He's done 5 as 7 to go. 2nd place is John O'Collins. Justin Drew on the outside. There's 2 national champions right there. It's Justin Drew and Mark Carlin. Back in 5th place, Jamie O'Mara, and then leading the chasing group is Anthony Gaunt. He's a long way behind though, and coming around him now would be Kai Walters. He's got a lot of work to do. Down the back straight, Mark Carlin now comes underneath of Justin Drew, and the pair of them are stuck behind John O'Collins, who's not going slowly. And race leader is Stevenson. Collins 2nd. Mark Carlin has moved to 3rd place now. What a drive from the back of the field. Justin Drew is right there as well. We've got trouble up there in turn number 1. A car up against the fence as the race continues. Stevenson out in front with 4 laps to go. That car up against the fence has made its way to the infield. 2nd place is Collins. Carlin in 3rd place. In fact, it is back on the track, that car. Here comes Carlin again. Underneath of Collins up there in the western corner. And that car that could have gone to the infield has now stopped flat bang in the middle of the main straight. Ben Richardson in car 154. And there was nearly a multi-car pileup.
4 laps to go, Jace.
He certainly does. The chief steward will not allow a driver to race with a flat tyre. That was the word that came through. 4 laps to go. We're back underway. John O'Collins is out in front. Back in 2nd place, Mark Carlin, and then Justin Drew. O'Mara is there, and from the very back, position 11, is Kai Walters. Up into the western corner they go, into the main straight with 3 to go underneath the ultimate screen, and it is just the 121 of John O'Collins. 2nd place is Mark Carlin. Here comes the Nissan ZX. Right there with him is Justin Drew. Here comes Kai Walters underneath of O'Mara. Up to the top turn they go. There'll be 2 to go this time around. It is just John O'Collins. Mark Carlin now maybe to the outside. Justin Drew right there with him. There's 0.2 of a second separating the top 3. Kai Walters has moved to 4th place. They storm down into turn 3. Our race leader is John O'Collins from Queensland. Back in 2nd place, Mark Carlin. Here he comes on the outside. 1 lap to go. Justin Drew in 3rd place. And right there with him is Kai Walters. Walters looking underneath of Justin Drew. Will Carlin go the outside in the western corner? He's lurking on the outside. He levels on the outside and spins and causes a big crash. Nowhere for Jamie O'Mara to go, nowhere for Kai Walters to go, and nowhere for Justin Drew to go. Drew has a flat tyre.
Absolute chaos. I'm not sure what happened, but Carlin has turned the 300 around in front of the field, and there is a mess everywhere. Holy smokes. We'll get the... oh my goodness. We'll get our infield camera over here, a big crash.
Yeah, Rhino, we're about to have a look at the replay in a moment. This is going to be very interesting viewing. Kai Walters is getting out. That's taken out 2nd, 3rd and 4th and probably 5th place as well. Mark Carlin went to the outside and has spun, has stranded the car mid-track. And, well, let's have a bo peep at this. Here we go. They come into the main straight. And there's the spin, and then pow. Nowhere for any of those 3 cars to go. So 2nd, 3rd and 4th and 5th all gone. John O'Collins will be in front from Ash Barron, Adam Jorgensen and Graham Kleinens. And I think they're the only ones left.
Yeah, we'll quickly get up here. We'll get Nick to have a quick look at this. This is junk. This is absolutely junk. It's destroyed the front of the engine. It's knocked all the bar work into the back. who's about to go green here. Jason, heat 5.
A checkered flag finish, and Jono Collins is in front of O'Mara. Jorgensen's going to go the outside of Barron, and at the tail of the field in this 5 cars that remain is Graham Kleinens. He does go the outside of Barron as Jorgensen, so move into the main straight. White flag to come out, there's 1 to go, and it is Jono Collins, O'Mara, Jorgensen, Barron and Kleinens. Out of turn number 2, he's bouncing out of 2, to be totally honest with Jorgensen, as they will move out of 3 and 4, and it's going to be a win to Jono Collins, a very eventful race. But Jono Collins is first across the line, second will be O'Mara, Jorgensen third, back then to Barron and Kleinens. No time for the race due to the stoppage, 0.752 the winning margin.
Back here with Jono Collins, who's nice you to have a haircut for the event, mate. That's very, very appreciative. Then you've got a heat winner board there. Well done. Good job.
Thanks so much, Rhino. Thanks to everybody here who makes these events possible. And on a personal note, thanks to all my friends and my family that make this happen for me, particularly my dad staying home working. My mum, she don't miss a race. I've got both my brothers here, my nephews are racing, and my good mates Bretta and Ryan working on the car. It's just awesome.
It was chaos behind you, mate. It looked like Mark Carlin was about to drive around the outside of you, and then it just pandemonium unfolded.
Well, I'm pretty glad not to be involved in pandemonium. I'm a pretty simple bloke who's pretty happy to have a win. Thanks.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Jono Collins. He's a likeable character. That's how his Cortina used to be. The old Cortina used to be painted up like that. Some people won't like that, but I like it. It's retro. It brings back some memories of watching the Cortina go around. Brody Boss to start on the front row, thanks to the wonderful team there. And Brody was super impressive on night 1. Unfortunately, night 2 got rained out, and we had to stay around until Sunday to do it, and he couldn't hang on. But he's on the cusp of something big happening, and it could be this weekend, Jace. We're set to go for heat race number 7.
Thanks, Rhino, and one of my drivers has already got off on a tilt tray. All about set to go. Heat number 7 is, well, that's an untidy start if I've ever seen one. This one will be coming back. I won't get wound up about this. That was never going to happen.
Yeah, there's a surprise.
Had a barnstorming leader there.
Brody Boss keen. Brad Stein, a bit of experience perhaps, just going, you wait for me. And I am not ready yet.
So Brody Boss been told 2 by 2.
Oh, good guess. There's always some Brody Boss fans here. We're the Brody Boss fans here tonight. Yeah, it's good to hear you. Let's go to the replay quickly at the start. There it is. Yeah. You always get away with one. You wait till Brett Barron starts in the front row. He won't mind me saying that. I was out at his place early this morning. We're set to go here. Brad Stein and Brody Boss. That looks a little better. Let's see what happens.
5 rows of 2. We're away this time, and Stein got the best of the start when the green lights came on. They're 4 wide behind them though. Boss moves to the outside, back to Tony Coomer in third. They're side by side, and the steward's not happy.
Wow. Well, I'll be interested to know what that was all about.
Okay, the steward's saying this time it's the driver on the pole who took the leader, took Brody Boss up towards the fence. Stop playing games, he said.
Well, they are playing games. There's a national title at stake. Let them race. They'll sort itself out. The race track is impressive, and there's plenty of moisture and plenty of drive. And let's hope we get away cleanly. For the 3rd time in heat race number 7, Jace.
Yep, they're about to go green. There, you could drive a London bus between them this time as they move down into turn number 1. Stein, the leader on the outside, Brody Boss. And Brody Boss does drive right round the outside and takes the lead. Back there in 3rd place is Alex Sweeney. And they are 3 wide further back behind Alex Sweeney. In fact, it could be 4 wide. This is going to look good. But out in front is Boss from Stein. Sweeney third, Coomber fourth. Trent Quillarat from Tasmania is the widest of all. TJ Horn is down in that group as well. It's a literal traffic jam up into the western corner, but our race leader is Brody Boss. Second place is Stein. Third place now is Tony Coomber, who comes underneath of Alex Sweeney. Weir is in 5th place. Trent Quillarat still on the outside is 6th. Back then to McDermott in 7th place as they move down the back straight once again. Our race leader comes into the main straight. Brody Boss out in front. Second place is Stein. Third place is Coomber. Fourth place is that of Weir, then Sweeney, Quillarat, Richards, then Mick Johnson, in fact it was, as they move down into the western corner. Our leader is long gone. Brody Boss has split the scene. He's 3 seconds in front after 4. The action is further back in the field. Stein is handy in second place. Then it's Coomber, Weir and Quillarat fighting for third. Then there's a gap back to 6th, which is headed up by Alex Sweeney. Mick Johnson, formerly of WA, now residing in Victoria, is next. Then TJ Horn, Cameron Birch and Derek Richards. But they are half a lap behind Brody Boss, who's wringing the neck out of car number 82. 6 down and 6 to go. Stein is still second. Cuba, Weir, Quillarat. Then another battle for the next place. Sweeney, Horn and Johnson. Johnson and Horn side by side. Brody Boss, though, could lap some cars before this one is out. Passing flag is being reached for downstairs. At least someone's listening to the commentary as they move down the main straight. Our race leader has 4 laps to go. Brody Boss is well and truly clear. Stein is coming back to the rest of the pack. Cooper has caught Stein, and behind Cooper is Weir and Quillarat. A gap back then to TJ Horn, Sweeney and Johnson. Passing flag does come out. Brody Boss has well and truly got this one under control. Weir's gone up in smoke and Weir is out, OUT out. Cooper second, Stein third, Quillarat fourth. Further back with the leader.
Yeah, he took him to the fence. They got tangled up and Brody Boss hit the concrete.
Certainly
I hope
did.
he's okay.
Yep, and the back markers having their own fight, and Brody Boss can't pass either of them. 1.5 to go, and they're not going to make it easy for him either. As they move out of turn 3 and 4, Boss has passed one of them, and now comes up on the other. White flag, 1 to go. The right rear is gone on Brody Boss's car. He's going to limp home, I reckon. Brody Boss has got damage to the back end after that contact. Back then to Cooper and Quillarat. Out of 3 and 4 he comes. Past the smouldering Tim Weir into the main straight. There's the checker flag. He hangs on. Brody Boss is first, and it's the first race that goes the distance. Tony Cooper is second. Trent Quillarat, Brad Stein. Back then to TJ Horn in 5th. Mick Johnson will be 6th. Alex Sweeney 7th. Derek Richards and Cameron Birch. 3 minutes 20.902 for the 12 laps. 4.721 was the winning margin. And it's Boss, Cooper and Quillarat, your top 3, with Boss setting the quick lap at 16.346.
Here we go, check out this. Look at the damage here for Brody Boss. Look at the ugly angle of this thing. It's pulled right back in the rear cradle like it's banked something in there. Look at that. We'll go the other way with the angle. And check out this. It's pointed out ugly. It should be like that, not like that. There's a fair bit of damage there. As we got Brody Boss here. Little butchery heat winner. You get to keep that, mate. Hey, well done. That was a bit hectic in against lap traffic.
Yeah, it's pretty wild there. It was hooking pretty good. I looked at the big screen and thought I had a pretty big lead, and then I think Cam had a big push and I think I smacked the wall pretty hard. But it feels like a pig now, so I've got a fair bit of fixing to do.
Absolutely, mate. We'll let you go get it because there is a bit of damage to the back end of the Mackay number 2 for B&J Car Sales. Sign Tech Gladstone. Well done to Brody Boss. On night 1 of the Ian Butcher Race Parts, Adam Holt Industries national title. And Speedway Sedans Live and Ash Media bringing you all the action. And Jason, here we go.
again, and our race leader is Peter Gray on the outside. Back to Brad Yarrow in second place as they move down the back straight, and there's a wall of cars behind them. Shelford, Rosa, Volk is in that group as well. They come into the main straight, one down. It's Peter Gray, the leader. Yarrow immediately under pressure from Shelford. Also there is Severs, Volk, Brock Atkins. He's got a car on his outside as well. And Clint Noakes is in that group as they move out of turn number 3 and 4. Our race leader has come back to the chasing pack. Peter Gray just in front of Shelford. Third place is Severs, then Yarrow. Volk is next, and Atkins and Noakes as they storm down the back straight. It's a three-way go all of a sudden for the race lead. Out of turn number 4 into the main straight they'll come. It is just Peter Gray in front in the 78. Shelford and Severs. Here comes Atkins. Atkins went under about 3 cars there. Yarrow back to 5th place. Volk is next. And then after Volk will be Clint Noakes from Western Australia. Out of the top turn they come. There's a hip and shoulder there. And he rode straight over the top of him was Severs in car 56. He's got a flat tyre as a result. Here comes Brock Atkins underneath the Severs as they head down the back straight. Shelford has gone back into 3rd place, and then back after that it's Yarrow as they come out of turn 3 and 4. Our race leader is that of Peter Gray. Atkins in 2nd place. He's come from position number 9. Back in 3rd place is Shelford. Clint Noakes has moved up to 4th place. He started out of position 10. He's now been passed as Noakes has got trouble, and moving into 4th place now would be Greg Walling. Atkins has actually hit the front. 2nd place now is the 78 of Peter Gray. Shelford 3rd. Back in 4th place, Walling, then Volk and Yarrow. And we've got a couple of ailing race cars, and Clint Noakes is not getting off the racetrack, and he's going to limp with a flat tyre. So Noakes is out with a flat. And we have ourselves a stoppage, and we're going to have a couple of cars out with flat tyres. 7 of Love and 123 of Noakes. Greens are back on. Brock Atkins leads them to the line. Gray, Shelford back in 4th place is Greg Walling's won this event before. Down the back straight they head. Back then after that, there's only 3 other cars. We've had a few races where there hasn't been many finish, but Brock Atkins has opened up a bit of a lead in 43. Gray 2nd, back then to Shelford and Walling, and it's a 16.380 by our race leader. Back after that, Lee Volk, Brad Yarrow and Will Rosa round out the 7 still running. It's pretty interesting for the minor placings as they are nearly 3 wide. Shelford gets underneath of the 78 of Peter Gray. 0.019 separated them as they cross the line, and Greg Walling's not going to have any of that. He's passed both of them. So they go up into the top turn. Walling goes into 2nd place. Still on the outside is Shelford, and back to Peter Gray, who in the matter of a lap has gone from rooster to feather duster. As they move down the back straight, Shelford goes back to 2nd. Goes underneath the Walling up into the western corner. Out of 3 and 4 they come. The race leader is well and truly gone. Walling comes back again. Walling's back in 2nd place. Shelford back to 3rd, and Peter Gray is 4th. Back then to Volk in 5th, Yarrow, and then the last car running is Will Rosa. White flag comes out, 1 to go for Brock Atkins. 2nd place is that of Walling. Then Shelford, Gray, a long gap back into Volk, Yarrow and Rosa. But bringing home, race fans, many of the pundits say he's one of the favourites for this event. And Brock Atkins crosses the line first. Brock Atkins first, went the quick lap on the last. Walling 2nd, Shelford 3rd, and Gray 4th. A long way back then to Lee Volk in 5th, Rosa 6th, and Brad Yarrow 7th. No time for the race due to the stoppage. The winning margin was 4.331. It's Atkins first, Walling 2nd, Shelford 3rd, with the quick lap of the race, the very last lap, a 16.333.
Here he is, a happy winner. And his words were to me, the racetrack is mint. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is for sure. Yeah, Mum's taxi doesn't go too bad. I can't thank everyone enough who's sort of flew from all over the country to come help me this weekend. The Jetsons, Mum and Dad, obviously. Mum's at home with Todd racing his state title tonight, so he's won his first heat too, so he's going all right. Shona for flying over. Josh, Ree, Mac, everyone who helps out. I can't thank them enough.
It was a ripper start, mate. They were all snoozing. They left the the waters apart, and he just drove straight to the bottom. It was cool.
Yeah, no, it worked into my favour. It was good. You've got to have luck at these things.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Good job. Brock Atkins from Hamilton in Victoria. Aiden Raymond from 7. Dave Manley from 8. Matt Nelson from position number 9. And Toowoomba's Shane Langton from P10. Wow, first round of heats is almost done. And it's time to go green here.
Away we go with the final qualifying heat of round number 1. And Josh Crang will lead them into turn number 1. But they are 3 wide with Brett Baxter on the extreme outside. And dare I say it, he went when no one went before it. Lismore to take the win in the national title. And that's how he did it. Moves into second place. Third place is car number 71, Steve Jordan. Back then to Alan Mortimer, a former West Australian champion. Here comes Aiden Raymond. Right round the outside, moves into 4th place. Wade McCarthy goes through as well, and Alan Mortimer's going back through the field. Down the main straight they come. Crang out in front, Baxter in 2nd place. Back then to Jordan in 3rd as they move out of turn number 2 and down the back straight. The 66 has a flat tyre, and Steve Manley, the front right, has absolutely gone as flat as a tack. Down the main straight, Josh Crang leads this one. Brett Baxter out after him. Aiden Raymond is up into 3rd place now. Raymond started out of position number 7. Got a bit of work to do to catch the race leader, Josh Crang, who's doing a tremendous job out in front. Steve Jordan's got issues. He's gone back through the field as well. 4th place now is Matt Nelson. 5th place is Wade McCarthy in car 64. And back then, after that, we've got Langton, Mortimer, and the pair of Manleys. Into the main straight comes our race leader, Josh Crang has been caught now by Brett Baxter. The 66 is Steve Manley circulating at the top of the racetrack. Aiden Raymond is starting to close the gap. Into the main straight they come. Crang has problems at the front of the field as well.
Yeah, it's missing. The 23 has got a miss. It's been plagued with problems, that thing. And it is definitely missing and breaking down, Jason.
Well, it's breaking down, but it's holding the lead at the moment. It comes underneath the Steve Jordan, but a couple of mobile chicanes out there at the moment with flat tyres and cars that aren't going all that flash. Down the back straight they go. It's a 3-way go, and I said a few laps ago, Raymond had some work to do to catch the leaders. Well, he has caught them, and we've got 4 laps to go. Here's another one here. Manley is in the 91 car, who's also in some issues. They head down the back straight, 3 wide for the lead. Crang holds on for the moment. Raymond sneaks through. And as a result, with the car crawling up against the fence, there was nowhere for Josh Crang to go. Sorry, not Josh Crang, for Brett Baxter to go.
Wow.
And we have a stoppage.
Wow, well, the Manly car was rolling around the fence slowly, and the lap car got off it, and then all of a sudden, 3 cars tried to fit into one spot. And Baxter just got on the brakes and spun around, or else there would have been a monumental crash. Streety title. They are absolute machines. We're set to go, Jace, with 5 to go.
Yes, we're back underway. Grandstand finish coming up. Josh Crang in front from Baxter, Raymond. Back then to Nelson. And in 5th place is Wade McCarthy. Here he comes. Aiden Raymond looking to get underneath of Brett Baxter. Baxter, Baxter's over! Big crash from Brett Baxter after contact there with Raymond. And we've got red lights on.
Wow, a big crash for Brett Baxter. Inverted the Gimpy number 5. A huge crash here in heat number 9. Two people battling for position, and Baxter has inverted, and a lot of damage. Crash crew quickly in attendance. Brett is A-OK, which is good news. And the damage is extensive for Brett Baxter. Oh, wow. That's not a good sight ever, is it? Look at this. Look at this damage here. This is a shock tower. It's all cut off the front. That's normal. That's where all the guards sit. Brett Baxter climbs from the car, folks. Please put your hands together. He's not happy. Look at the front. This is this bar work that goes to the front, picks up the shock towers here to make sure they stay in place. Look at the damage there. Have a look at the damage to the roof here. Look at this thing. Bar work pushed right through there. Look at this. The roll cages. Look at this. That is the main hoop. It's actually split from the contact and the downward. Wow. But as you can see, the roll cage has done what it's supposed to do. It's upright, it's strong. I've never seen them split like that. But it's done its job, and that's all we ask. And Brett, let's go to the ultimate screen and check out the replay right now. Here it is, Raymond and Baxter up on the inside. Now what happened here? Oh, they just touched wheels, didn't they? And Baxter up and over.
We've got another angle for you, Rhino. We've looked at it numerous times up here before we've gone with the replay. There is just slight contact, the banging of wheels, and up and over it's gone. So that's another angle that we've got.
Yeah, wow. And at the end of the day, you look at the tyres, they're right out on these cars, and it doesn't take much. Langton, Mortimer, Manly, and Jordan. I'm tipping there's well over 1,000 people watching online, and I bet you all the experts will be having their opinion right now.
1.3 million, 1.3 million.
Oh, really? That'll help us with sponsorship, Jason.
I got a bit excited there. The 1,300, it's tipped over.
Oh, there'll be plenty of experts sharing their opinion too.
I was just watching that rollover again. On the second land, it has actually landed flush on the roof.
Yeah, and that's what split that roll cage.
Yep. All right, here we go with the restart. 5 laps to go. Final heat of the first round at 6:48 local time. We're back underway. Krang Raymond back in third place is now Matt Nelson, then Wade McCarthy. So head up into the western corner once again. Out in front, it is Josh Krang, who's held off all challenges to this point. Runs wide here in the main straight, and that might be the invitation that Aiden Raymond leads. Here he comes. Raymond comes up underneath of Josh Krang and goes goodbye. Takes the race lead past the scene of the crime. Back in third place is 61 and Nelson, then McCarthy. Langton Mortimer is the next one through. And the last car running is car number 91 of David Manley.
It loads up under Josh Krang's thing. It breaks down when it loads up coming through the corner. Right here, watch this. It just breaks down right there. And now it does it again as he comes into turn 1, as he loads up right there. It's weird, it's absolutely bizarre.
Yeah, well, we'll talk more about bizarre in a moment because he's going to finish second. Aiden Raymond wins in a race that had quite a bit of drama. Second place is Krang. Third is McCarthy. Nelson, sorry, it should have been the last lap, but the jacket hasn't come out yet. It's coming out this time around. Anyway, race is over, and it's Raymond first, Krang second, McCarthy third, Nelson fourth. Back after that will be Mortimer in fifth. Back then another flat tyre, 72 at Langton, and Manly is last to complete the distance. 2.548 the winning margin. 16.186 was the quick lap by Aiden Raymond, who defeats Josh Krang and Wade McCarthy, and that rounds out the first round.